Welcome to Donuts with Dudes, episode 7.
It's June 19th, baby.
For our first topic today, we're going to be discussing His Airness Michael Jordan himself. A pair of his historic shoes have auctioned off for over $1 million.
Cha-ching.
And for our second story today, here's something you may need to remember.
Down, bottom, up, bottom, down, bottom, bottom.
Down, bottom, up, bottom.
No, bro, that ain't it.
Anyways, you're going to need to learn that, and we'll get into more of that here later in the show. But for our last story, we're going to be discussing all things UFOs. Are they out there? Are they amongst us? We're going to be discussing some of the most recent stories surrounding extraterrestrials and what we know as of today. But first, get in with that intro song, Anthony.
Let's get it.
Welcome to Donuts with Dudes, where we dive into the things that matter most to men, like sports, business, and mental conditioning.
But we don't stop there. We also incorporate health topics because being a well-rounded dude means taking care of yourself.
We're your hosts, Anthony and Cameron, and we're excited to bring you this show where we discuss hot topics and interview experts in their field. Real dudes just like you.
So sit back, grab a donut and maybe some coffee, and join us in the bakery.
And for our first story today, we're talking about a childhood icon. We got an icon that was a big deal. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, the Jordan shoes, those things, when they walked into a schoolroom back in the day, man, especially when Anthony and I were growing up, these shoes had an aura around them, man.
Bro, they were head turners, man, for sure. Those things, man, and it's one of those greatest player alive things too, man.
Yes. Stamp the deal. The man's the GOAT.
Absolutely. GOAT.
Leaving it there.
Yes.
However, man, these shoes, even though they were a big deal in the 80s and 90s, obviously they still carry a huge impact today, man. I probably have this number off at this certain point in time. Obviously, the movie Air just came out.
Yeah.
Starring Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
I fell asleep.
Oh, really, dude?
But yeah, it was kind of late though. I mean, I blame just the time that we turned it on. It was like 11:30 at night. It'd been after a long day and we were trying to watch it and we fell asleep, man. It was just after a long day.
Man, I thought the movie was really engaging, really good. And I liked the way that the movie is more geared around the business side of how the Jordan came into being, right? The Air Jordan. So I think the number is to this day that it has generated over $30 billion or $3 billion in revenue. I'll have to check that. But the story that we want to jump into, it has to do with what's going on surrounding the flu game shoe.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Just today, those flu game shoes actually just went at an auction, dude, for $1.38 million. That is crazy. But it's not the first time he's had some shoes go for a crazy amount. But if you guys are unfamiliar with the flu game, back in 1997, there was the NBA Finals. It was Game 5, Chicago Bulls versus the Utah Jazz. And Michael Jordan wasn't feeling 100% that game, man. So, they call it the flu game because he was experiencing flu-like symptoms. Still managed to score 38 points, and the Bulls won 90-88. Shows you how hard that guy works.
GOAT,
bro. GOAT. For sure. But the Jazz ball boy. So get this, right? His name was Preston Thomas, and he was the ball boy for that game. And throughout that game, he was giving Michael Jordan graham crackers, applesauce, snacks, just to help keep him, in the game, bro, and fueled. Well, after the game, Thomas asked Jordan, "What are you going to do with those shoes?" And Michael Jordan said, "Do you want them?" And he said, "Absolutely." So, Michael Jordan signed the shoes and gave them to him, man. Thomas later sold those sneakers in 2013 for $104,000.
And so now it was just recently resold for $1.38 million.
Yes. So a couple things, man. Michael Jordan, being the GOAT, it depends, I guess, if you've seen The Last Dance and all that. Not everybody has the highest appreciation for him, as you can see, just throughout it. But it's a lot of haters too.
Yeah.
When you're the greatest, you're going to have haters, and that just comes with the territory.
Even more proof,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I like the story behind the flu game, and he tells the story that the night before the game, that he ordered a pizza.